that I was going to believe the word of the Lord. And so I was reading in Romans 4 when it talked about how Abraham was the father of nations and how he believed in the God that can bring the dead back to life and that can create new things out of nothing. And so that's the scripture that I started standing on the night before the egg retrieval. And I said, God, it looked like I had nothing last year. And even though I'm a year older and science would say, well, who's to say that you're going to have something different a year later? I believe your report. And your report says that age means nothing because if you did it for Sarah in her 90s, you surely can do it for 45-year-old me. So that Monday, we go in for the egg retrieval. Well, then when they did the ultrasound to check me before I had to go in, the size of one of the follicles was a lot smaller, and then I had one that was like really big. So then I started, getting concerned because, again, just remember what happened. I mean, IVF is not anything that is inexpensive. Now, this clinic did have a good special, which was reasonably priced, but still. And I told the doctor my concern. I said, I went through this last year. What do you think? Do you think there's an egg? And see, they can't guarantee that there's an egg in the follicle. So anyway, I told him, so well, let me talk to my husband. So I go talk to Rico. We all at the clinic. This is Monday morning. And I tell him, and then he was like, well, now, I don't fully even know what all is even going on in this process, this whole IVF thing, but we have come all this way. So you just need to move forward and go with it. So I was like, okay. I tried to reach out to Rachel, couldn't get her, but I was like, okay, I'm going for it. So I get back into the area where they do the egg retrievals. And then they come and tell me, this wasn't pre-planned, but I had told them I wanted anesthesia because I'd already been through the PRP without anesthesia. And I was like, I don't want to go through that again. So then they told me there was a little mix up that they didn't have the anesthesia schedule. And I was like, oh no, oh no. I was like, well, is this a sign that I need to cancel? Like what do I need to do? So the doctor comes in and he says, look, if you go ahead and go forward with the egg retrieval without the anesthesia, we will not charge you if there's no egg in there. So I said, oh, okay. If you're not going to charge, okay, I'm going forward, And so we went through it. And feeling something about knowing that long needle is inside of you. I mean, they put some numbing in there. But even again, when I go for the next retrieval, which will be retrieval number 10, yeah, I've been through this quite a few times. I need some anesthesia. It's just still something about knowing. But nevertheless, I was fully awake.